There might be a couple pencils in there.
All right, and we're live. We need to be silent.
Go from the top.
3, 2.
Hey Saints, I'm Daniel Franklin.
And I'm Daniel Mills.
And welcome to SAHS TV Live.
Let's start off this morning with a prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen.
St. Anthony, pray for us.
Our first story of the day, reported by my co-anchor here, will be a CIF game. So let's check it out.
Hi Saints, my name is Daniel Franklin. You're tuning into SAHS TV, where we bring you the latest scoop on what's going on here at St. Anthony's High School. If you don't know by now, the CIF playoffs are very important to our SAHS student athletes, as well as our beloved student section. Our boys basketball and girls basketball and boys soccer have done an outstanding job throughout their season, resulting in them making playoffs in hopes of winning a championship. Today I'm joined by the athletes from the senior class that will be answering some questions for us. First up, we have senior Josiah Reese Bradley telling us what CIF playoffs means to him and why is it important.
For me, CIF playoffs just means that we get an opportunity to get school recognition and an opportunity to get a ring. And then it's just important because, like I said, we get an opportunity to put the school's name on the map and ultimately get a ring.
The boys basketball team is doing very well, given the fact that they made it to the third round playoffs, which will be taking place tonight in Aaron Gym. Let's take a look at Coach Mitchell's thoughts on making it this far as his first year as a head coach.
Very exciting. It's very exciting. I like the urgency that it brings. It brings a lot of urgency to all the detail. So I'm very excited. It's comfortable. I find it ironic and it's funny how I'm from Compton and we play in a non-school in Compton, so being Dominguez. So I'm very excited. I'm comfortable. Just hope the boys are focused and our urgency is on at the highest level it needs to be.
Thanks, Coach Mitchell. Our boys soccer team have made it this far in the playoffs as well, unfortunately not making past the second round quarterfinals. Here's Gabe Suarez and his thoughts on his team season overall.
Alright, so our team season, I felt pretty confident over it. It was a pretty good season. You know, we had a great team experience. Went from like just being a team to actually growing to being a family. And I feel like every player was confident, had fun, and you know, we gave it our all in the end. Unfortunately, it didn't come how we wanted it to, but we played hard, made it to the quarters, we did our thing, we did all that we could, and yeah, it was a great season, great experience, filled with memories, and yeah.
Congrats to our boys on a great season. Thank you, Gabe. Lastly, we have Alani Tunu telling us why it's important for her to make it to the finals.
It's important to me because it's my senior year and I want to be able to get a ring to leave a mark at SA before I go.
Thank you, Alani. Before I sign off, we're going to share Mr. Morrison's thoughts on the winter sports performance this season.
I want to start off by saying that all teams had great seasons this year. Due to the pandemic, it was difficult for everybody, having to test a couple of times a week and then go out to practice and go out to games. So I just want to congratulate all our teams on how they handled the whole pandemic. Boys soccer actually kind of started off with a little rough. They started off good, but hit a rough patch when they had some teams who, some kids who tested positive, and they didn't have their full team. Once they got their full team back, they had a full head of steam, and they finished 6-2 in the regular season, and second in the Del Rey League, or in the Camino Real League, and on to the playoffs. Girls basketball, they started off really good. You know, COVID kind of hit during Christmas, and it kind of slowed them down too, as well as how I talked about boys soccer. They finished the season third and getting into the Division I playoffs, and they play against Oxnard in Division I, which is great. Our girls being in Division I for the last few years. Boys basketball, They always start off well. You know, they've had some COVID issues around Christmas time where they didn't have a chance to play in some games. They got in the league. And our league is a very tough league, the Del Rey League. Both boys and girls are in. And they're doing really good right now. First playoff game is tonight versus Dominguez. I think they're going to do well in the playoffs and probably have a deep run in the playoffs also.
We're so proud of our winter sports. It's ring season. Thank you for tuning in. Go Saints.
Next up, we got reporters on the upcoming spring formal.
Hey Saints, I'm here with some of our faculty, and we are going to see how they've been affected by the winter formal situations.
So why was the winter formal postponed?
The winter formal was postponed because of the Omicron surge of COVID. It wasn't safe to have so many people crowded together in an indoor space.
Okay. And how will the tickets be sold for the new dance, including for those who have already bought tickets?
People who already bought tickets are going to get a refund check, and that's going to go out at the beginning of a week of February 7th. And so everyone has to start over again, and we'll start over again with the graduated prices. On February 14th, the price will be $55 for one day. The rest of that week, it'll be $60, and then it goes up $5 each week. You buy them outside Mr. Spicer's office, the same way you did for the homecoming dance and the winter formal, which is, we're now calling the winter formal spring formal.
Okay. And what safety measures will you be using to protect the students from COVID-19 that will be taken at the spring formal?
Everyone has to wear masks, and in order to get admission, you have to have either be fully vaccinated or have tested negative from a test on the Wednesday before the dance.
All right. Thank you for your time, Mr. Spicer.
And now a word from our principal.
So why was the winter formal postponed, Mr. Eureste?
Well, first, the January was, we had a big surge with COVID-19, and with the new Omicron variant, it was very transmissible from student to student. So we wanted to be safe and take the right precautions to make sure that we're still able to have the dance later, but when it's a little safer for all students.
Okay. And how will tickets be sold for the new dance, including for those who have already bought tickets?
Sure. So for those students who've already bought tickets, we are refunding those ticket prices, and we will be reselling tickets for the March formal dance, for the spring formal, just because we have different price ranges for if you buy them early or later. So we want to make sure that we all start in the even playing ground for those who are not able to make it the second round.
Okay. And what safety measures will you use to protect the students from COVID-19, or will be taken during the new spring formal dance?
Well, of course, students will have to be wearing their masks indoors. They will be having, they would have to have a negative COVID test to attend the dance, regardless of vaccination status.
All right, thank you, Mr. Eureste.
For many high school students, the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic has resulted in canceled schedules and unending tragedy when it comes to high school events. One of them has been St. Anthony's Winter Formal Dance, which in 2021 was canceled because of the COVID-19 pandemic. This has upset a lot of students and led to some great disappointment. But thank God, fortunately, in 2022, St. Anthony's announced that the Winter Formal would return after its one-year hiatus. But after a recent spike in COVID-19 pandemic cases, there was some unfortunate news. The Spring Formal will be held on March 12th, and ticket sales begin on February 14th. So make sure to buy your tickets. This is the Formal Dance, signing off.
Well, interesting. Well, I'm excited. Next up, we got a team on the senior retreat.
Good morning, Saints. My name is Kian Price, and today we're here at St. Anthony High School getting the students' insight on our upcoming senior retreat. The senior retreat is a 2-day retreat at the St. Andrews Abbey Youth Center in Valiermo. Students recently had the opportunity to sign up for one of 2 dates for the retreat. The first retreat will take place on February 28th through March 2nd, and the second retreat will take place from April 4th to the 6th. Let's take it down to Gabby, who is with our first senior.
Which retreat date will you be attending?
I'm going on the first retreat, so February 28th through March 2nd.
What are you looking forward to most about this retreat?
I'm looking forward to just making new friends and getting close with my current friends and bonding with my senior class.
Thanks, Kylie. Those were great answers. Now we'll take it down to Mikey with the next 2 questions.
What do you hope to accomplish on this retreat?
On this retreat, I really hope to accomplish closer bonds with all of my fellow seniors and just to make amends with people that I'm not really close with anymore.
What can the faculty do to make this retreat a great experience?
The faculty can probably let some of the rules go. I feel like just let us be ourselves up there and just forget about some of the rules that are in place so that we can really just take this senior retreat to the best experience possible.
Wow, Mikey, you always provide great commentary. Now we'll take it down to Paige with our final questions.
Do you have any specific activities that you would like to do on this retreat?
I don't think any activities specific, but I think since we are older and seniors, we should be able to have more free time, and hiking a lot, I think we could do.
Do you think that there should be any advantages or privileges available to the seniors on this retreat?
Going off the same thing, since we are older, I think we should have more privileges and have more freedom to do what we want.
Now that will be the final interview from our seniors. Now we'll take it down to Gabby with Mr. Caulfield, who is a government and econ teacher at our school, with the next set of questions.
How are you as a teacher going to help the seniors have a successful trip?
Well, let me answer the question this way. I was listening to a commentary the other day on the radio, and it was about a man who wrote a book about happiness. And I'm going to focus on 2 components that he was talking about. He said, 1, in order to be a happy person, you should have a strong faith in God, in the monotheistic God. And he said that because it allows you to be grounded in goodness, in something that is good, where you lead a good moral life. And that is really important because today we oftentimes see people who don't believe in this goodness. They don't believe in anything, and that's really dangerous. So I think we have an opportunity here for you to be grounded in something that is good. Now, oftentimes it's against what the society is telling you, but it will lead you to have a happier life.
Thanks for watching, Saints. I hope you have a great day. Go Saints!
That's all for today's broadcast on SAHS TV.
Thanks for tuning in. Go Saints!